Hey, what's going on guys? Shane here, and today we're talking about flying knees. Now you may know how to throw them on their own, but let's look at some setups and strategies so that you can land them more effectively. Alright, before we look at setups and strategies, let's first break down how to throw different variations of the flying knee. So the first one is just a straight flying knee, which looks like this. Alright, so I take a step, and then the knee that lifts is the knee that does the striking. So I step, my hips come forward, I lift that knee high, I keep my heel to my butt, and then I penetrate further. One thing I want you to remember though is don't just use your hands to help with momentum. Use them to be effective as well. So I can either trap, which is just pinning their arms into them so they're not throwing any punches on the way in. So as I'm coming in, pin their arms and then land that flying knee to the body. If I'm going up to the head, I can pull down on the hands on my way in, or I can even grab behind the head and pull their head into the knee. Now the other variation is scissoring of the legs, or a shuffle flying knee. So I lift the rear knee up, but then I'm going to strike with the left leg. So I step up and then shuffle. One thing that I have sort of always thought is one is for distance, one is for height, but both can be used interchangeably. All right, it really just depends on, am I trying to shuffle and create some sort of feint motion in there to trick them up, and then I can come across with the other leg, because this one, you see this one's flying in and you know which one to defend against. So use them both, and we're going to talk about ways to set up and strategize each. So let's break it down into range. At the beginning of each fight, you're going to be in either sides of the ring, whether it's MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, so you can use a flying knee as your first attack. The bell rings and I'm going to start walking, running, and then I can go into my straight flying knee or the shuffle. It doesn't matter, but that's number one, is from a long distance we can use our flying knee. I come in, boom. Flying knee, when someone sees you running towards them, they may shoot, they may cover up, they may step to the side, but you are just forward pressure, running directly into them, and you're coming in with a deadly strike, like I said, the flying knee. And it can be that straight, it can be the shuffle. So I come in, cover a ton of distance with the flying knee. The next time to throw your flying knee is at a closer range. It's when your opponent is moving towards you, okay? I always use the metaphor of two freight trains in a head-on collision. It's the same case here. So one way to make your opponent move towards you, simple, step back, right? If I start inching back, they're probably going to start moving towards me, try to cut off the ring, try to get my back against the cage. So I'm just going to time it to where when my rear foot touches the ground and they're at a close enough range, then I'm going to spring right into that shot. So I'm inching back. Could be to the body, could be to the head, could be a straight knee like that, or can be that shuffle flying knee. Another way to do it too is to ricochet them off the ropes. This works great on the cage, but on the ropes as well. We do it with a teep, right? Let's say they're about a half a foot from the ropes. If I hit them with a teep and one that lands flush that pushes them back, they're going to bounce into me, and that's when they run right into the flying knee. And the last time to throw the flying knee is at a close range. Now, Andy Sauer is one of the best kickboxers of all time and one of the best at throwing the flying knee. And he would utilize both the shuffle flying knee and the straight flying knee. But the one that he showed me at a seminar was he would throw it in the middle of a combination with the hands, right? So he'd be in close, he'd be ripping body shots, uppercuts, and then right from here, boom, right to the flying knee. And when he's in close like that, he tends to use the shuffle flying knee. It would either just be a straight knee to the head, no flying at all, or if he's really trying to hit that flying knee, it will be the shuffle, because that's how we really go straight up. We don't really have the distance to throw the long, straight flying knee, okay? So what he taught me was throw a hook to a low kick. Hook to a low kick. Now my opponent thinks when I throw a hook, I'm going to finish with the low kick on the right side. So I go hook, boom, jump up into that flying knee. Not only is it not a round kick to the legs, it's a linear knee that comes right up the center to the chin. And another thing, if you watch this footage, is he would just rip these right from the punches, right? He'd be going cross, hook to the body, hook to the head, uppercut, boom. And then just pull down on his opponent's guard or head, and he would pierce right in between his opponent's arms, knock him out with the flying knee. Alright guys, thanks for watching. So again, base it off of range. How far are you from your opponent? Are they moving towards you, or is their back up against the ropes? Until next time, be sure to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. I'm Shane with Fight Tips for the Underdogs.